let's get started. God damn it. Uh, no, we gotta get that going. All right. When when you want something to happen, let's say you got a plan and you want something to happen. You can't simply wait for it to happen. You got to do all in your power to make whatever it is you want a reality. Because you'll find yourself waiting this time 10 years from now. This is especially true uh, when when it comes to change. Changing your personality is one of the hardest things to accomplish. It all boils down to, can you see yourself changing? Now, if you can see, the change. Hold on. Hey, Siri, call in to new radio show. Let me make sure my phone is appropriately act. What's taking so fucking long? Hey Siri, call my new radio show.
Calling new radio show.
Okay, baby. Damn, is that motherfucker hooked up to this phone or that phone? Oh shit. Hold on for a second, fellas. uh, okay, I gotta do this. Okay, where's that fucking Bluetooth icon? Oh, there it is. Oh, fuck. Make sure the device. Okay. Oh, shit. We gotta pair it now.
Pairing.
Scan. Okay. Okay, it's done. All right. I'm sorry all this goddamn time. Call in and let's see if this shit really working, goddamn it. The number is going across 702-256. I forgot the fucking phone. Let me hold on, this shouldn't go across here. I told you I just bought this damn phone and I don't know what is going on. But there it is. Caller, what's up?
No, you said call in to see if it's working. So
well, brother, I'm glad you called in because it is working. I hear you. They can hear you too. So that's all I wanted to make sure of. Thank you.
Thank you. Blessings, man. Thank you.
Be cool, bro. All right. Yeah, let's get into this, what I'm trying to talk about. What you guys really don't understand, because, in my school, I talk to a lot of dudes, and their main challenge is talking to a broad, being real with, who they are as far as not faking. But what they don't understand, and what I try to get them to understand, and they end up understanding, is when you are faced with the fear that you get from, simply thinking about a woman. You know what I'm talking about, that fear, your heart pounding, your nerves going crazy, your mouth dry as the desert. When you see these sensations of fear that you get simply from thinking about talking to a woman, it's you should see your issues that you have with change, because you are not serious about changing, or you would change that fear you have. You may not realize it, but you're really thinking about not changing. You want to think of how can you not change and be successful in catching women. Well, good luck with that. Today, I'm really acknowledging the fact that there's going to be alumni graduating real soon. And they're going to be coming on, calling in, showing off, I guess you could say. But let me tell you something. You guys really should be focusing on the confidence course. And the reason is so you can become the real you. The you with a completely new attitude. Why won't you allow me in that course to help you ace this growth period? Why not? I just don't understand what's happening with you. Do you want to blossom into the man that you really want to be? Now, if you want to be that confident alpha man, alpha male, this shit is important to you. I take pride in everything I do. I could just say what I wanted to say on these damn videos and not really care what you thought about it. But I know a lot of people going to be, seeing this shit, and they're going to be listening to what I'm saying. And I do want to sound like I have some possession or command of the English language. If you notice my punctuation when I write, my word usage when I talk, my overall content, in my videos reflects a motherfucker with some kind of knowledge, some level of intelligence. I say this because I want to talk about you guys writing in and using the word there. There is 3 theirs. They're all totally different. So if you want to make an impression on somebody, you got to use the words correctly. The word there, T-H-E-I-R, is a possessive word, and it shows ownership. Now, you got a word there, T-H-E-Y apostrophe R-E, which is a contraction, joining 2 words, they are, making that word there. And then there's a third word, and depending on how it's used, the word there, they T-H-E-Y apostrophe R-E can be an adjective or an adverb, but it mostly means placement. But then you can't say look over there and spell the word there, T-H-E-I-R, or there, there, T-H-E-R-E, there one goes. What I'm saying is you got to understand the words you're using. You can't expect somebody to take you seriously and you're using the words wrong. Your means you are. Y-O-U apostrophe R-E. So you got to stop making your wise words of advice look so goddamn silly because of your lack of the command of language. Now, one reason my confidence course is so fucking dope, previous videos I made, about the most important thing for you to notice during your conversation, they're going to be just so much clearer. Because once you understand language, because just because you speak English don't mean you understand English. It just doesn't. Have any of you ever even thought about how you sound, when you speak, and whether or not your breathing matches the sentences that you're using? I don't think so. You got to get in my course and learn how to use these tidbits of information. Use this shit to your benefit and become the motherfucker you fantasize about being. Now, when you're down on the new one, what is the most important goddamn thing for you to notice? I'm not going to allow you to guess on this one. The most important thing about your Mac is your phrasing. Niggas don't know how important it is for your conversation to flow. Just as you mistakenly think rhymes is the key, you overlook how the flow of the sentence sounds. In most of my best Macs, I watch my breathing, because sometimes I want a sentence, which is a long sentence, to come out in one breath. Sometimes I want to take pauses. So you got to breathe accordingly. Man, if you would just see the power you get in just knowing these little intricate things, these little intricate pieces of information, and how they play a part in your overall catch hand. See, if you knew that, you would assure yourself that you gain as much of this knowledge as possible. But to you guys, none of this science really matters. People want to know how they can tell if they're dealing with a real motherfucking man. I'm gonna offer you a few pointers in what to look for, and you can yourself identify whether or not you're dealing with a true traits of a real man. He is somebody with the qualities and manners traditionally associated with the upper class or the upper crust of society. He's sharp as a tack and quick-witted. Now that you have an idea of what a real man is, when you meet one, you don't have to bow or nothing that, but when you meet a real motherfucker, you would want to get anointed with that game you don't have. So I say, what time is it? It's time for you to stop pretending to be down. It's all right if you can't fucking stand up to the rigors of what this Zabba Dabba has to offer. Now, you ain't got to fake it. Why make yourself look worse by being seen as a sucker imitating master pimps? Otherwise, simp. Make the choice and stop faking the funk. Or surrender the motherfucking Abba Dabba back to the real players of it. Let the real niggas back bask in the glory of this motherfucking game, not you fake motherfuckers. Not you motherfuckers scared to call in, ain't got no questions when you call in. And if I had a bitch on here, you motherfuckers wouldn't even talk to her. So what I'm saying is none of the stuff you're getting from me is rubbing off on you, or else you guys would be blowing me up, getting answers, trying to find it. Now, if I could go back in time, part 2, I probably would take a lot more pictures of the parties and the party goers. And I would put them in a safe place. So when I got to 60, I can look at them and see how we worked, how we looked. I would also go back to all the motherfucking niggas I rolled with and remind them that, with this new medicine and all that goddamn shit, we gonna have to get prepared to live to be 70 and 80. Cause I'm 73. My nigga Shantae's 75. So what I'm saying is I would try to change my pimp friend's attitude, because we all thought pimp or die. Fuck that. We got to pimp and retire. That's what we got to start thinking. I'm really serious. Never in my wildest dream did I think I would ever retire. So it was the last thing on my motherfucking mind. But with all the progress, in medicine we have today, them niggas died yesterday. Motherfucking pimps died at 50 years old. That was old age. But today we gonna live twice that long. So you gotta be ready. And lastly, if I could, go back in time, I'd find that I had that I didn't catch and catch her fucking ass. That's if I could turn back the hands of time. But since I can't, fuck that if I could turn back the hands of time bullshit. If I could go back in time, there's only one motherfucking thing I would really do differently. No, two things. Let's see. Caller, what's up?
Hey, bud, what's up?
Hey, man, everything's cool. Speak up a little bit.
You can hear me better now?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up, man?
I just got a quick question, man. Want to hear your input on it.
Come on.
So my question is, like, when you're saying, like, put yourself out there more and, try to get out there, what does that look like for somebody who doesn't really know what they're doing?
Hey, man, you need to come to the school, bro. Because what I'm saying, you asking something that would take 1,000 questions, and you want it in one question. You want it answered with one answer. You got to soak the shit up, man.
Well, not necessarily. I'm saying, like, a general, like,
there is no general, man.
Yeah.
Everything is individualized.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
All right, be cool. So, the first thing I would not have fired that fucking fine Filipino hoe. And the second thing is I'd have gave that black ass bitch I had a second chance. The Filipino bitch was so fucking needy. She was too needy, and I couldn't be around her as much as she really needed me to be around her. Plus, I was, fast pimping back then, and she just, even though she was fine as hell and made hella money, she just was a waste of time to me because I had other hoes. Now, what I'm saying, and I would go over there, she would make it impossible for me to leave from breaking her. I would just want to break her motherfucking ass, and maybe I'd see her later. But what I'm saying, I'd be over there, the bitch want me to stay, get the big in the nigga and all that kind of goddamn shit. I don't want to hear that shit. So now the little black bitch I had, she was calling me too much, and I fucking didn't answer like 5 or 6 of her calls, and another nigga get me for the bitch, and she turned out to be a bad motherfucker. She turned out to be a bad bitch for the next nigga. I thought about them motherfucking bitches on the way down to LA. And if I would have, not been in the fast lane, speeding, changing lanes with no motherfucking blinkers and shit, if I wouldn't have been, speeding like that, I would have motherfucking gave them motherfucking bitches, both of them, a chance, because I didn't get damn one of them motherfuckers a chance. Seemed like my luck changed too. When I, ended up like that. Well, I ain't gonna say that. But what I am saying is the Filipino bitch was so goddamn fine. When I told her I wanted 8 a night, she made that shit so goddamn fast. I couldn't even believe it. That whole shit, she was in the house. She was back in about 3.5 hours, 4 hours with the paper. Man, she's actually the bitch that made me realize that you shouldn't give quotas to bitches until you really know what they can do. Because if you give a bitch a quota that's way too much, you're going to run her off. And if you give her a quota that's way too little, you're going to be underpaid and overworked. So, I ended up having to tell that bitch that I want time, at least 14 hours every motherfucking day. And she used to make me hella money. But when I came to collect my trap, the bitch just made it impossible to leave her motherfucking ass. Because she want to give a nigga everything, pussy, booty, every motherfucking thing. But what I'm saying is shit. I would have to go off on the bitch. In that black hole, she was a high yellow fine bitch too. And I thought she was just calling too much. And like I'm saying, I think Melvin got me for that bitch. Melvin the mechanic. Eminem, the original Eminem. He got me for that bitch. And he pimped on her ass for a whole bunch of years. You know, what will be, is, you know, I always say. You know, lesson, each bitch is different and deserves to be judged on her own merit. So judging her unworthy too soon is a terrible way to realize you mispimped because you was going too fast. Man, speaking of bitches, me and this bitch rolled down fucking the strip the other day, and I couldn't stop running my motherfucking mouth. I talked her head off all the way to lunch and through lunch and back. And it really reminded me of a time when I was down and dirty. And I'm telling you, I would talk a bitch head off. I had so much to say. And I remember I knocked the hoe off in San Francisco and headed back to LA. And for the entire 6 hours, I was schooling her on how I wanted to be paid. You know, when I'm stoked and full of my goddamn self like I was, which is almost always, I just talk hella shit. You know, as she already knew. But, and this is a big but, the shit I talk is not far-fetched and is quite doable. I believe all women enjoy hearing my dreams. Plus, I already told you, when one of my dreams materialized, the bitch that night is the one who really benefit. Some bitch, one of mine. I'm just saying, you see, every day you having a chance to excel at what you do best, or at least at what you love doing. I love to learn. I have, been on a learning tangent for the last few years, and it's allowed me the opportunity of a lifetime. I fucking been finding more shit out about myself than I even realized was going on. I didn't realize I was so deep, but each time I reach into myself, I'm able to extract more of me than I even knew was there. More of me than I even knew to think about. I'm always reintroducing myself to me. When this shit is over, I'll be met myself and reacquainted myself over 50 times. I'm a different person today than I was last month, and gonna be different next month than I am now. That's just how I roll. And if all goes well, a year from now, I'm gonna be different from then. A year from now, it'll be different than I am now. But that year is going to be involved a whole bunch of differences. That's right. That's fucking right. If all goes well, like I said, a year from now, I'm just going to be that much different. This is life for a motherfucker that strive for excellence. I always brag about shit, but I paved the way for others with a word or two to the wise about bragging. I never actually told any of you what is really going on when any person brags. If you're a person like me, you brag in public. You do that to make yourself expose what your plans are. And now that you didn't expose them to the world, what your plans are, you really better live up to them, or you're going to get booed off into Neverland, land of the failures. Each time I boast, I hope you notice it's either after or right before I do something big. Why? Because I need to do something that's major to me. Think about it. Most people don't even think about things to do that's major. Some people didn't work their entire lives and ain't did one thing major. That's one of the reasons they don't brag, because they figure they don't, have anything to brag about. Let me hip you guys to something, all of you. believe this. If you not willing to brag about what the fuck you can do, then you already done lost because you think you ain't shit. I'm telling you, what do you think entertainers do? They compete. What do you think athletes do? They compete. What do you think motherfucking pimps do? They compete. What do you think any motherfucker that's doing anything noticeable do? Unless he the only one that do it. You don't know anything when there's only one motherfucker doing it. So this motherfucker that's doing it good, damn so don't want me to do it better than he doing it. So he gonna compete with me, period. I'm gonna brag about not feeling the need to brag. You know, my point is each and everything you fucking do should mean everything to you because you should be really serious about doing it. It matters to your very soul. I'm being real when I said when it's like that and I compete, I feel as if I've leaped over a tall building in a single bound. And when I land, I ain't gonna hurt my feet or my ankles because the game that provided me with shock absorbers. Yes. I mean, I believe in this devil like that. You know, my site is blowing up. SidewalkU.thinkific.com is growing. It's growing because of the intricate parts of your growth that you be missing, that I explain. Don't you want to be a part of something big? I mean, I know you all motherfucking rooting for me to make a big splash. So I'm down and dirty about it. But don't you notice without fail, almost daily, not lately, but I make inspirational videos addressing issues young men are having today. And I kick it with them about it. I make innumerable fucking statements for the same reason. Do I have to do it? Yes, I certainly do. Because the man in me will not allow me to sit by and do nothing. As much as I try to show you, you know, that I'm guilty of talking a lot of shit. But never will you hear bullshit coming out of my mouth. Yeah, you're gonna hear a lot of shit because I talk a lot of shit, but none of it is bullshit. Understand that. Some of you still try to insist that, you know, I'm out for your money. I am out for it. I'm in business. Every motherfucker in business is out for some money. But let me tell you something. You can't just say that about me. Nah, as I, you know, talk the shit I talk, I be delivering. Why don't you ask a go-getter what goes on? From the outside looking in, what motherfucker in business ain't out for your money? That bitch you bought dinner for last night was out for your goddamn money, and you knew it, but you still bought her the dinner. Many of you motherfuckers feel if you fuck her, it's worth it. To that, I say, really? I'll tell you what, if you pay for what SidewalkU.thinkific.com, if you have paid for what I want you to have, not only will you stop spending your hard-earned money on a worthless motherfucking woman who only got some goddamn pussy to offer you, you'll start getting more fucking pussy. Why? Bitches can spot suckers from 1,600 miles away, just as most of them motherfuckers can spot a real man from the same distance. Soon as she judges you as a sucker, her chastity belt tighten. Women don't like having sex with you motherfucking clingy motherfuckers. Get with me or not, I ain't going no goddamn where except to the top of the food chain. Have you ever noticed all the things you're learning to replace the real man hasn't worked? All that cupcaking you do, all that backdooring, goddamn it, you motherfucking do with women, pretending to be their friends, all that goddamn pickup artist bullshit. Have you noticed that it's all to replace the real live abba-dabba I try to get you to learn? It's like everything else in this country. I have a formula for confidence that really works, and everyone's trying to imitate the motherfucking shit. They trying to imitate it or clone it, but they can't. What sidewalkyou.thinkific.com have, what we have to offer, is the reality of being a man. There is a reality you today, boys, will never know because you're fools and followers and think you're leading. You're going to follow these fools into an asexual world where having nuts does not play a part in sex. Now, once that occurs, I will truly be a dinosaur because all of you will have failed me in the original man. Fuck OGs getting all the respect. What about OMs, original men? $50 or $100 is not much to invest in yourself, especially if it's motherfucking showing you differences. So much good shit is happening to me. And guess who's on the receiving end of that good shit? You are. I made it to the honor society for 9 straight semesters. And I tried to downplay it at first. But I bust my girl thing out for 2 hours afterwards. I felt so fucking good. When I received my master's, guess what? I told the lining out that motherfucking thing again. I guess you know what the bitch say. Baby, don't you have any more projects going? Nasty ass hussy. Think about this shit. Simply because you say you about it, don't mean you are. How would you feel about a woman claiming something and you could see as she sit there talking to you that she's lying? What do you really think of her? While you ponder that, answer me this. Why do you think because you tell a bitch you about this abba-dabba, and she can see that, she playing with you, why do you think you have action and you ain't getting played? Yet, you sit there and speak with the bitch as if you do have action. Why do you think she should choose you? Well, the reason she won't choose you is because you showing her you'll do the same bullshit with the next bitch. By the way you feel about the bitch faking on you is the same way she feels about you faking on her. Remember the question I asked in an earlier video. Which is better, a fake bitch or a fake nigga? You brothers are kind of slow these fucking days. You really tried to answer that shit. I've been thinking about it, and if I was down and dirty, I would be 400 deep. These bitches are lost for this game, and if you weren't so slow, you'd be on top of the fact that they are lost, and it's right up your alley that they are. One of the surefire ways I knew would catch a bitch was to show her everything as far as her and all who can see through the moves I made. I show them that I got a lot of fucking game and I'm putting my money to use, good use. So when I speak to her or any bro, I represent what I'm saying. I look exactly like what I'm saying, and she cream on me and the motherfucking abba-dabba-q I display. If you weren't so goddamn slow, you would stop complaining about these out-of-pocket motherfucking bitches and start knocking them off. You do that by showing the motherfuckers you're real about it. The only time I will admit to being slow is when I'm in my motherfucking woman's pussy. And those women who have been fortunate enough to experience that will attest to that fact. Something you should know. A woman who doesn't want me to do nothing I don't want to do is a bad bitch in my book. That's why I do everything I could for her ass. Good mates are hard to find. That's right. I said hard to find. Most of you think your goddamn mate will come to you in time for you to take, advantage of having a mate. SidewalkU.thinkific.com shows you how to apply your thoughts to your goals, to your destiny. It's all about you and your duty to yourself to know what you like in a woman and find the one who has the qualities to become your fucking mate. If all women have what you like, that can only be because you don't have any preferences. The kind of shit that never ceases to amaze me is how a person could not have any preferences. How you don't consider if she's your type. The other day, some white bitch wanted me to be her friend. But before I clicked yes, I looked at her page. I have preferences and just any bitch can't friend me. I wouldn't give a fuck how cute she was. Well, not all, but most of her friends were fools who claimed to be pimps on her page. One of her posts said, "They niggas are the best niggas." I cannot tolerate a white bitch to use that fucking word. I had nothing but white hoes. You're not going to ever let me hear and say that goddamn word, nigga. Because they respected me. Who those bitches that these motherfuckers today have? Who do they respect? It certainly isn't the niggas out there, screaming about this apple dabble. In my day, disrespectful bitch meant no motherfucking game in her life. I have learned there are some of these youngsters who are smart beyond their years. I stepped back and assessed a few things that were, on my mind, and the responses made me fucking realize there are a few of these motherfuckers out here who know what the fuck they doing and know what they saying. I'm not going to, front them off by mentioning their names, but you know who you are. How do you know? Because, we spoken via email or phone or some kind of way we done kicked it and I done told you as much. This shit we do is so dope. Take this, for instance. How do you smell on the daily? If you want to make an impression on the woman you're speaking with, especially if you're going to be speaking with her on the regular, be sure she cannot put her animal instincts to work. Smell differently each fucking time you see her. I have cologne for a full 95 days of different aromas. I'm adept to using my masculine wiles on any woman I meet. I work smarter, not harder. I'm not cold-hearted, but best believe I'm ruthless. I'm not the one to race to your rescue, but you can believe if you my friend and you need me, I'ma be there. I ain't got much money, but I'm one of the wealthiest men in the fucking world. I haven't traveled the world, but you can bet I'm one of the worldliest men you're gonna ever meet. I know I'm not the most handsome motherfucker, but I also know you can't tell no bitch of mine or any bitch I fucked with that shit. So what the hell are you, Mr. Rosebud? I'm a product of the confidence that builds in you when you handle your business in the most adversarial places you can imagine, and you come out sane and not on dope. My highs have been those that my thoughts accomplished, and no man or woman can take that from me. I earned it, I own it, and I accept it. Can you fucking dig it? I don't know where I read it, but it said it takes iron to sharpen iron, so it would stand a reason that it would take men to sharpen men. That's why when we kick it on my videos, we are honing our image to ourselves. We are making us look better to us first, because when you look in the mirror before you go out, you don't see that woman first. You see you first. So if you don't look better to you, why should you look better to someone else? When you're a man, or if you're a man, it's the fucking little things you do that make such a big difference. between you and the other motherfuckers out trying to crowd your name. I know shit belongs to me, and it also belongs to you. It belongs to you if you can claim it. And believe me, fellas, words are not enough. It's the things you do in the name of this Abba that really matters, that speaks for you. Put your work in before you want to be recognized as a real man in this Abba. I remember going to the club with a young fool I liked. The moment we walked in, that young fool said, man, it looks like a lot of potentials in here. Yeah, that my man is a fact. I responded to his observation with a hint of approval. Well, come on over to the bar so I can buy your old pimp ass a drink. And then we can hurry and go try to catch one of those goddamn loose bitches. Educational opportunities come when you least expect it. And they're the best ones. So I shot at him. You see, youngster, that's why you need to keep fucking with me. Why is that, the youngster asked? Why you gonna be wasting your energy rushing over there trying to catch a bitch? I'm gonna sip my drink and scope the place. And when I'm done, I'm gonna get at the one who eased over here to get knocked off. The energy of the real man is precious, my brother. And you don't ever want to waste it. That's why I fucks with you, OG. In the dark, you always show me the light. That motherfucker appreciated what I told him. Hey, no calls. What's up with you motherfuckers? You hear my phone's working? God damn. And I ain't getting no goddamn calls. Boom busy. Love me, bud. You do go. You do. All right, nigga. Hey. What's going on? Hey, caller. Wait a minute, why the fucking phone ain't answering? Caller, what's up?
What's up, OG? My name's Jacob.
What's happening, man?
Yeah, so what I had on my mind to ask you was something about dealing with fear, because I noticed with myself when for example, let's say I have a failure, I take it personal and then I loop it. But would you say handling fear is more about like taking action, not giving a fuck like about your fear?
Hey, bro, handling fear is about accepting that it's a such thing as fear, but not letting fear handle you. You got to deal with it. Whatever is scaring you, whatever's putting fear in you, doesn't mean you got to avoid it. It just means you got to know what's going on when fear is there, and you got to know how to handle it. There's a way to deal with every fear you have.
Oh, okay. So it's like you make the solution, like you don't make excuses.
Well, I mean, a lot of you guys just make excuses, and instead of taking action, you just want to make these excuses. Don't do that, man. Fucking excuse. Take action, yes.
100%. Yeah. I'm not really sure what else to ask you, but I want to call in and say, appreciate the game, like everything you spit and what you stand for. Like, I'm a young man, I'm 23, and I feel like we lack, people like you to give a good message to men.
Hey, bro, I agree with you, man. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. So what I'm saying, just keep listening and ask more questions, bro.
Gotcha, man.
All right, be cool.
Appreciate it.
Okay. Man, I don't want to fucking end this shit. But there we go. All right. I don't know what's going on there, but listen. The youngsters say that I always show him the light. That's why he fucks with me. But that's why I fucks with you. Because I can show you the light. And I'm not saying you got to pay me to show you the light. I'm saying if you want to learn more than what the light is, if you want to learn how to have the light, you got to get gamed up. You cannot ask a question and get one answer and be ganged up. All you're gonna do is create a situation where that you can't handle. And that's all you're doing. So the thing that I would say to all you guys is that all you need to do is, understand what you see and what you're witnessing. A lot of motherfuckers be thinking that I'm trying to play on them still. Some of them understand and shout encouraging words every chance they get. But then there's a hell of a lot of motherfuckers, be angry at me, talking about I'm an old school motherfucker and I ain't with the times. You see, there is something you young men will never know about a motherfucker like me. You can't hurt me in any manner with insults because my life and my past are right in front of you. And if any motherfucker got anything to say about my past or whatever, you're welcome to say it. But, don't just sit there and just think the shit and expect me to respond to you. Shit. I cover myself now like I did, in the streets. I knew these days would come and I would need a pristine jacket. As far as that not in touch claim you motherfuckers make, it would have to mean I was not synchronized with what makes the world go around today. So if that's the case, what the fuck would you call a motherfucking man that has a formal education, excels at technology-driven learning, graduated in the top 1% of his master's program with a 4.0, and has lived to speak about life and all its wonders? What would you call a motherfucker who communicates with CEOs, educational professors, as easily as with administrators, or as well as gang-banging motherfuckers? It never ceases to amaze me at the lack of insight to life I'm shown daily by young men who believe they know every motherfucking thing. I thought I knew it all when I was their age, but knowing it all back then included knowing how to recognize shit from sugar. It didn't make any difference what it showed, what form it showed itself in. When priceless information was bestowed on me, whether it was about the game or about life in general, I always fucking listened. I never in my life felt as though I was jocking any motherfucker, but I damn sure hung on to some of their every words, sometimes for months or years at a time. I'm not dated. I'm totally up to date with my shit. I'm just a mature gentleman of leisure. Get it together at home first, then go outside. My curriculum may have changed from what it once was. Caller, what's up?
What's going on, Rose? What up?
Nothing too much, brother. What's happening?
What's up? So, I got a question for you, man.
All right.
All right. So, first things first, I'm 20 years old. I'm fairly young. And my question is this. So, should I, at the age I am now, I still live with my parents. I'm in the process of trying to move out and get my own place. I do have a car, though. But my question is this. Should I spend most of my time, or not even most of my time, should I just completely shut women out and just focus on getting my own place first? Or is it okay to fuck with women every now and then?
Why would you shut women out just to get a place? You can't get a place and fuck with bitches?
Repeat that.
You can't get a place and fuck with bitches at the same time? Why do you gotta shut them out?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. That was the question. I was wondering if I should just focus on getting my shit straight first.
Bro, I heard what you said. I'm asking you, why the fuck are you thinking you gotta shut them out? What make you say that?
I don't know. I feel like.
Hey, listen, bro. You need to think about what's important. And what's important is what's making you say that shit. I gotta take this call, bro. Caller, what's up? All right, I guess they're gone. Okay. I'm telling you, I haven't changed one bit. And I'm just as dedicated to what I'm chasing now. Oh, man. Carla, what's happening?
Hey, bud.
What's up, bro?
What does see-through muddy water and spot dry land mean?
That mean, do you know what muddy water is? You know how hard it is to see through muddy water?
I don't know how hard it is. Nope.
Well, bro, if you don't know that, then you ain't gonna understand the answer.
I could imagine how hard it is to see through muddy water.
Well, then, if you can imagine how hard it is, you would know how dope you got to be to do that.
So I had two ideas on what it meant. It's when you go through friction, you can still see the path that you're supposed to take. That was one. Or you can see the bullshit that somebody is bringing you, and you can still see the truth.
Both of them are right. Both of those are right.
Okay. Did you come up with that?
No, but I mean, I would have said something like that because it's similar to what I think. Regardless, see through the muddy water and spot dry land mean regardless of what's happening, you know how to get to the safe or clear place. So what you said, yes.
No, that's dope. That's what I was wondering because I knew you said people mess up sayings these days.
Well, yeah, they do. And I'm glad you wanted to get that straight.
I appreciate it, bro.
I appreciate you too, bro.
Yeah.
God damn it, I'm finna take that call off again. Oh, wait. All right. I'm rededicating myself to what I've been doing. We all know someone that's thinking beyond where they are in life. And hopefully who you know is as valuable to you as who I know is to me. But let me help you to how an older motherfucker told me to deal with an aggressive female. One time I was on an interview, I sat and spoke with two hosts, a black man and a black woman. They told me if I was unsure of myself, I could back out because they was going to attack me. I looked at them both and said, don't ask no questions you don't want to know the truth about. Then we started interviewing. And before long, the female must have thought she was dealing with a sucker or something because she challenged me on some shit. First, I roasted her as only I could. Then I said, lady, if you keep talking to me, I'm going to catch your ass right in front of this camera. This is the first thing you learn in the second half of the semester, how to deal with an aggressive woman. I had all this planned out before I went out there to interview because I had already heard how they was going to go in on their guests. All I had to do was finesse the female into a debate. She took the bait and started to challenge me about my being able to take her home or not. The thing about bait, you better know how to fish once you cast your line. All she had to do was respond to the suggestion of me taking her home. I knew it wouldn't be positive. She said, I doubt that. I'm not broke enough for that, she said. I knew I had her when she said that. So I said, you think a woman got to be broke to deal with me? Miss, I've caught professors and women that was already rich. She cut me off with, well, you can't catch me. Now, I looked into the camera and said, you all will be privileged to watch a real man at work. At SWU, we learn not to indulge a female who's combative. You tease them with statements that question their character, which will upset them. achieve this and you could have her. Now all I had to do was get this lady upset at me, you know, then ignore her and speak to the male host as if she wasn't there. So I told her, you see, man, if you are a conversationist like me, you would know what to watch for when you're at a live. Bitches, he cut me off and said, hold on, man, you don't have to call her no bitch. Captain Saberho chimed in and I smashed him. Look, man, you asked how does a pimp catch a potential hoe? And I'm catching this motherfucker as we speak. If you notice, look at her nostrils. You see how they flare? That's excitement and intrigue bordering on her ass wanting to take her panties off. A man like me noticed that kind of shit. She then cut me off. I'm not excited. At SWU, we learn ignoring her forces her to attempt to interrupt your flow. And when she does, she's no longer on her trip. She's fully enthralled in trying to trip me up in what I'm saying. But I'm much deeper. I'm much sharper than most. And she doesn't realize she's in quicksand. I looked at her and said, that's what your mouth said, but your body language and your eyes are saying something else. You know I'm fluent in body language, English, Spanish, and French, don't you? Then I looked at the male host to ignore her some more and said, you see how wide her eyes are like she on cocaine or some kind of other drug? She is on something. All right, she's on my black ass. The fact I was ignoring her was killing her. I then looked at the fucking black woman who was a fine motherfucker. And I said, you would get paid on that track if you would let me lace you. She looked at me and asked, oh, really? How much do you think I would make? Now, right here, I see I got her. You got to know when she's on your line. I do. And she's asking how much could she make. As a fisherman, I got to know how to reel them in. But I fish big. I don't just fish. Or I don't just have her on my line. I have the host and the audience plus her on my line. And to let them know I knew it, I looked into the camera and said, now, besides her nostrils flaring and her fucking eyes wide open, she's now asking me how much could she make. I'm a fly-ass motherfucking pimp. And about how much you can make, that remains to be seen. But just so you don't get it twisted, I want the audience, then I stared at the two hosts. I want the audience to see. Here you have a sophisticated black woman sitting on camera asking a pimp how much could she make. And you still want to believe I can't have this motherfucking woman? At this point, the dude host said, you know what? Her nostrils are flared and her eyes are sprung. I think she is interested in you. I smiled my all Ken Harry smile and said, trust me, she is. But I wouldn't mess with her with a 10-foot pole. I just wanted you all to see how fly I am. See, most people don't understand why out of all the motherfuckers in the fast life, the pimp has always been embraced the most. The pimp was the first black person after slavery to say, fuck that shit. I'm as good or better than the motherfucking white man. Get the movie Cotton Club and see for yourself. Lawrence Fishburne was the pimp and the first black person to walk in the front doors of the Cotton Club, a club located in Harlem. Otherwise, it was really the Apollo Club. And where there were many black entertainers that performed and made the club a place to go to, but they couldn't enter through the front door. That shit ended with a pimp. Now, I got calls. My phone is working. I got to figure out a few things about it so it'll work better. But you see it's working and you can hear it. So shit, let's get busy. I'm gone.